over 1,000 Starbucks employees were on strike today, the 15th, on a change that was made on the 12th on what they can and can't wear to work, and posting a huge problem. I thought, well, let's go to Starbucks and get a coffee today. Welcome to today's video. As of recording of this Thursday, one more day of work. This week went by pretty quick. Of course, we do have a full day remaining. Hopefully tomorrow is a quick day. Starbucks is encouraging, maybe strongly encouraging their employees, their baristas, to wear black t-shirts. They said it goes better with the green aprons, and there was a lot of protest on that. And I did read something from one of the Starbucks staff employees that no one really cares what they're wearing, they just want their coffee. And I'd have to agree with that. So I just wanted to come here and get a coffee today instead of Dunkin'. You know, we hit Dunkin' just about every day. It's a hot coffee, it's a fresh coffee, it's also a strong coffee. Starbucks, obviously, a lot stronger than a lot of coffees. We did it all this week. We went to Krispy Kreme, Dunkin', Starbucks, pretty much your three staples on coffee. The car pulling up behind me kind of screwed me up. Today is the 15th of May. We have a new game from AtGames, a new pinball pack we will be trying out today. Tonight, there is some tornado watch in the next, I'd say, two and a half hours. So we're gonna hit a couple of places, but I'm gonna be pretty quick because I want to get home, play the pinball, make sure I don't have any power issues, be able to do the review, and to upload the video, have it all edited and everything before it gets pretty gnarly. You know, they're saying could be something major, could be something minor, but you know, always got to be safe. Also, when did charging become such a bad thing? And a little quick run through on the gaming. I'm seeing more and more articles each day that if you want a PlayStation 5, get one now. And a lot of my friends are telling me that. Carlo has mentioned that to me a few times, that you know, if you're thinking about this, get it now before it jumps up. I am not in the position to pick this up today, to pick it up this billing cycle, but I'll be you know, monitoring it. I am getting the Switch too in just over what about 3 weeks from now, 3.5 weeks. Actually kind of kicking around the idea that maybe, you know, I should get the ALU. I'm not sure yet. I don't know. One thing at a time. I'm getting the Switch 2 and possibly a Pro controller. But what's the deal with only charging up to 90%? When did charging become a bad thing? And in the last 2 days, I have come across different articles, different posts about Switch 2 stopping your charge at 90% to have the battery last longer. Nintendo has shared a Switch 2 feature that aims to prevent the console's battery and deteriorating too quickly. Found in the system settings, Nintendo recommends turning on the feature which stops the console charging at 90%. Now here's the thing, time out. I am always going to leave mine plugged. My Switch right now, my OLED, is always plugged in. I don't play it. I need to go up to a Switch. I don't play it, you know, the handheld like this. It's always in the dock. So I don't even know if I'll, like, is it going to automatically just stop even though it's always plugged in? Maybe that's what it's saying, but I just want to throw it out there that I don't play this way. That's why I want the Pro controller. I don't use this. I think this is great for travel. I think it's great for just, you know, hanging out, but that's kind of defeated the reason I got an OLED, because I never played on the OLED, played on the TV. But knowing that now, just throwing it out there, I don't play it this way. Where was I? That naturally means not as much game time since it will be partial charged, but it'll be better for the Switch 2's overall battery health. So I'm not really sure. You know, is there something they need to tweak? I also came across something that you're not going to see any reviews prior to launch, because there's another basically update that they're going to have to do. So maybe that will help improve this, but this kind of scares me a little bit. So does it hurt that it's always plugged in? Does it hurt my OLED that, you know, does it hurt that I'm charging my cell phone or the battery for this camera? Like everything I do, like I have one of those portable chargers. I'm sure everybody does, and I take it like when I'm doing videos on the weekend. I will take it with me if I'm driving anywhere and I need to get directions. I use the phone a lot. We do a lot of putting the camera up to the phone. I always make sure that you have the charges, even at night. You know, when I get down to like 50%, I want to plug it in. I just, you know, I want to be able to have as much on my battery as possible, and not really understanding why, you know, 90%. What's the point? Why can't we charge it all the way? Well, what is that really going to do? There's going to be an overload. Is that bad for down the road? You know, is this a new thing? Because I'm just hearing about it now. The reason why I wanted to get a Switch 2 Pro controller is, you know, if I, you know, I'm going to keep my OLED. I'm going to keep the Switch 2. I'm going to have both. Like, why not just have, you know, one for each, depending on where, you know, they'll switch, you know, where I'm going to play them. Are they going to be at the same spot? I mean, I got to figure that out. But I don't play a lot this way, hardly at all, unless, you know, I'm gonna go on a trip. But the thing with keeping the OLED is I might actually play it that way in the future. Like if I fly on a plane, I'd never take the Switch 2 with me, but I would now take, this will be my backup. So that's something that maybe that changes down the road, but just want to say that I prefer this. So I don't know, it's just, it bothers me when I read that. Like I've seen, it's not just one, you know, there's the clickbaits, there's things that just kind of, you know, the scare tactic, but I've seen this on several different postings now, different articles about it, that I'll probably do this. I'll probably have it set that way because it's recommending to have it, you know, go into settings and stop it at 90%, but I'm always going to have it plugged in. I'm not going to take it out and decide I'm going to play on the couch tonight, I'm going to play on the recliner. It's always going to be hooked up to wherever that is, and I'm going to be playing with my Pro controller. Hopefully down the road I'll have the GameCube controller. That's if I'll ever find it, because that's a story for another day. This is the only Superman I have, so right there, I have come across. I expected to see this at GameStop. I don't know if they all showed up at the same time, or if it's, you know, if it's going to be that hard to find. But this right here, look at this, is like 1980s Superman right here, the classic pose. They completely hit a home run with all of these. This is Dr. Fate and 2 Superman. That's good. It's going to give me some time to think about this, because in the next video you're gonna learn that I'm taking a step back, and there's going to be full 24 hours of thinking now before I buy something, and you'll see what that means, what I'm talking about. But that is great. That is classic Superman. The only thing that I don't like is that right there. I wish the 6-pack would be a little bit dominant, that it kind of hides that. But honestly, how do they do that with Harv? See, he's got the sport coat on. I'm not really a fan of that. Sometimes it kind of blends in pretty good, but you can really see it. Blends in a little bit better here because it's darker. I mean, you can still see it, but just because it's like the Michael Keaton Batman, because it's black and he does have, you know, the 6-pack's really sticking out, but you can't really see it like this. This looks a little bit better than that. Yeah, it does kind of stick out. And just working our way down the aisle, they have, oh, there's the Chase Riddler. I would get this right now. There's Batman. We'll see who I'm sure it's Lex or Sinestro. Can't tell. I'll have to move Batman out of the way. I would get this right now, but the next video you will you will see why I'm kind of a little bitter right now. And I've made a huge gullible move, but yeah, if he's still here, I don't know. I got to kind of think about all the figures I'm gonna get. There's some other stuff that I need to pick up, and you know, I can't have this overload of action figures. But we'll see who is behind. That's pretty cool though. We'll see who's behind Batman. Yeah, Sinestro. So Lex Luthor's not here, and the red variant, the red Chase Batman. Okay, they have Gizmo here. Haven't seen. That is so cool. Could have a whole like little set here of trick-or-treaters. There's Batman, Superman. Maybe in time, but for right now I am not going to get anything. They are coming up with, throwing it all at me today, aren't they? You can definitely tell something is coming. It could just be rain. Ever see that movie Hard Rain with Christian Slater, Morgan Freeman? Pretty bad movie, but I always think of that movie. Actually, my buddy has a few kids that are into sports, and all of that got canceled tonight. So it just kind of tells you that this could be serious. I'm gonna stop at one more place and then head home to do a little pinball review on AtGames. So I just want to talk about one quick thing, hit one more store, and then we'll check out the new deluxe table. And you can just see how windy it is, how it's picking up. Look at the sign right on the building. Coming out of this way, that's the direction I live. I'm gonna head that direction after Best Buy, but yeah, it's coming in there. Milwaukee is that direction, so yeah, it's gonna be a stormy night, that's for sure. All right, they're having Memorial Day sales, ends on June 4th, so check out bestbuy.com, or if you're not signed up, but yeah, they're just handing me the flyers now, so it's like 20% off of some appliances. Hopefully it's more than just this, but yeah, the sales, you don't even think about that. Memorial Day sales starting up soon. Okay, and other than the Memorial Day sale, came across something, Shaq, that Best Buy might be, I said Costco, like worst case scenario, Costco is gonna be, kind of like the backup to get the Switch 2, but Best Buy might be, you might have the best luck at Best Buy. Again, we're 3.5 weeks away from launch, June 5th, which is actually the day after the Memorial Day sale. So yeah, those things are coming up, but you might actually score at Best Buy. Literally the second I turn the camera on, I flip it. I wanted a shot here. I wasn't sure if I should talk about this at Target or just come right to Best Buy. We were at this very location yesterday, and I wanted to come back here just to mention that good a chance as any on launch day. Forget the pre-orders. We're past the pre-order stage. If you want the Switch 2, Best Buy. Get here at midnight when they open. I'm gonna document, but when I'm documenting, it's gonna be like hopping in the DeLorean, going back in time. Things have already happened, but pay attention. Check out your stores, your GameStops, your Walmarts, your Targets, your Costco's, and Best Buys. I'm feeling very confident that Best Buy, if you pick the right one, you will leave with not just a Switch, but the controllers, the games. Good chance as any right here. Article makes sense because every Best Buy we go to has this area. They have the designated Switch 2 already in motion. So, kind of a joking around the last video, those trailers outside of GameStop where, they're gonna be, there's already Switch 2 in them. It's gonna be like that here. This is gonna be filled with something. And it could be right here. So yeah, I just wanted to come here and just kind of mention it. It does get a little repetitive with the alarm. It's kind of hard to listen to it when I was editing, but I apologize, but it's real time. Getting to Best Buy at midnight could be the fastest way to get your hands on a Nintendo Switch 2 come launch day. So that's why we're here. And again, having this at every Best Buy, and the fact that he knows something. He's smiling. He knows there's going to be Switch 2 here. Somebody might have had some bean dip. Oh no, he was just dragging the TV. Best Buy will offer some Nintendo Switch 2 units in store at midnight on launch day. Various games and accessories will also be available. Here's the best part. Customers who attend also have the chance to obtain a collectible Nintendo item. Some of the top games coming out for the Switch 2 is Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition. I'm hearing so much energy, enthusiasm about Cyberpunk. Street Fighter 6 Year 1 to 2 Fighters Edition, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. And some of the available accessories include the Switch 2 Pro controller, which I I want to get, but I know Costco, we might go all over the place. We usually do, but I am interested in picking that up. Not so much the camera, but the camera will be available too. Customers who attend also have a chance to receive a special collectible Nintendo item. But there's no word on what this could be quite yet, so you will get something for free. You know, they're getting people in the door. They want you to come to Best Buy. Not sure what it could be. Maybe it's an expansion pack. Maybe it's a year of online. You know, does it pay off to get somewhere on launch day? I don't think it's going to be a free Pro controller or a game. Maybe it's a discount on some games. And not you know, I don't know how many games they'll have. It'll be something like that. It'll be something small, I imagine. This has been powering off for probably 48 hours. I'm tempted to turn it off completely, but I guess we'll just kind of roll with it. They're both they're falling apart. If you get to a store and it looks like it's going to be Mission Impossible, then go to Costco, because I think that is, no one's thinking Costco. Look at, they have all these are Hal Jordan. There's 4 of them. We saw this. I thought I only saw 1 yesterday. Maybe more came in. Maybe I'll eventually just go nuts on some of these multiverse. And I've been getting into stuff like the Batman animated series, the Super Friends, but I don't know, in case they're not going to make these in a year from now, I'm just throwing it out there. But again, this is going to be all things that I'm going to think about for a while, not just Impulse, Captain Cold, Guy Gardner, Max Fleischer. You can hardly see that. That's why I like the color. I like how it hides it. Unlike the newer one. But I like the newer one. Better hit the road. We got to play pinball. But I received this pack from AtGames for the purpose of review. All opinions, thoughts are my very own. I've never played this game. I have no idea how it plays. But you can get it for both the HD and the 4K. $6 for the HD, $7 for the 4K. So let's go home, play some pinball, we'll check it out. There's the alarm again. We better go. It could mean like get home because there's a storm, there's a tornado watch tonight, so yeah, better head home. Shaq, be safe tonight. We're gonna go home and play some AtGames. Keep an eye on any Switch 2 stuff. We'll be back.
Service in Milwaukee Silicon has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Waukesha County in southeastern Wisconsin, southern Washington County in southeastern Wisconsin until 5:45 p.m. At 5:02 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located near North Prairie, or 8 miles southwest.
Zaccaria Moon Flight Deluxe Legends single pack, like we talked about, $6 for the HD, $7 for the 4K. Never heard of this, never played it. I like the way you feel. I like the way it looks. It looks cool. A couple of shots of the table itself. Haven't watched any. Last time on Black Belt Deluxe, I watched a little bit of the gameplay, and I go, I like the music. I like the way it sounds. But yeah, they got it right here. I haven't checked into this. I just kind of came across that, oh my gosh, there's another pinball pack out today. There aren't any reviews yet. Usually there's there's 1 or 2, but yeah, the couple last packs was the Black Belt Deluxe. We had the Earth, Wind, Fire Deluxe. Williams Pinball, Theater of Magic, It's Magic, and Champion Pub. So yeah, those were the look at all these packs we've gotten in like the last month. Here's a shot of the top 10 leaderboards, all done today. Just came out. All right, a better shot of the back glass. You can see the effects and the score box down there. Really cool. Remember that G.I. Joe like NASA stuff? I always wanted that. Like you had the shuttle, then you had everything. Like late 80s, there was so much like stuff. Not the air, like after the aircraft carrier. Got the Cobra Technodrome the same time that would have been out, but I always wanted that. I always screw that up. I don't know if it's Technodrome. Is that the Cobra base? Technodrome Turtles. That, you know, Crane and Shredder, but it's so similar. Shot of the table. So yeah, we all about space. It was what was it, Spaceship Day or Space Day? What, a week ago? So yeah, in align with that. Getting another cool. Oh, look at that! Walking on the moon. I didn't even see that. I like the effects. I like the look. Jump in here and check it out. I like this. This is like, you get like that 80s feel. Sorry for the scare in the car. I just wanted to kind of capture the all those flippers. Capture the surroundings with the storm. Might hear some thunder. Might hear some hail. Is kind of starting now. There's so much going on here. I gotta just kind of think here. Okay, what flippers can I actually? So I have 4 I can actually like work. There's 2 up there. There's 2 down here. Wow. Until I pulled that plunger, this is way cooler than I thought. You know, I was all blown away with the TV. Yeah, I mean, you see that asteroid up there. Once that music kind of kicked in, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a banger. Holy cow! Just kind of taking this all in here. I'll try a little bit harder the next game. There's so much going on with this box. There was a flying saucer. Really cool. Let me know if you've ever been on Space Mountain. No matter what Disney park it is, there's a few different Space Mountains, not just in the States. But yeah, if you like Space Mountain, you'll love this table. Doesn't seem to be any delay. Just got to get into a little bit of a rhythm here and see if we can activate anything down there.
Nice one, Captain.
Oh, we got a captain. It helps when there's like, you know, this like energetic music. Especially, you know, the 80s feel. Okay, here we go. We got the mini game. There we go. Where'd it go? I don't want to miss out. Can we get up top? You ever see that, or go on Star Tours back when Paul Rubin, Pee Wee Herman did the voice for, it was Rex, and they flew into the Death Star, went into the trenches. He goes, I've always wanted to do this. I've been wanting to do this since it started. Like, this is awesome. No, no, no. I was afraid of that. And it comes from the top. So we gotta, okay. That was pretty cool. How do we get up there? We gotta figure that one out. I'm gonna have to like make some contact with those.
That was flawless.
Flawless, really? Like we're playing Mortal Kombat. Something up here has to trigger that.
Captain, the universe is calling. Let's take this ship to the moon.
Let's get up in that top part for game 2 here. There we go. Okay, a little patience.
Incredible shot.
I don't know if it was that great, but I'll take it.
Nice one, Captain. Ball saved. We're still in the game.
Okay. Nope. For a second, I thought. How are we Just trying to look at the track here.
Start mode is lit. Get ready, Captain.
Nope.
Kickback gate is open.
Ah.
We've lost it, Captain.
It's a pretty fun table though. I mean, it's $7. Y'all know my opinion on you know, the $5 Williams versus the $7 Zaccaria. But it is what it is. Of course, it is, you know, $1 cheaper for the HD.
Ball saved. We're still in the game.
You know, kind of thinking of that. You know, when I had the Pinball Micro, if I would have never got, you know, the 4K, I guess I would be playing this on the Micro. That would be so different for me. I haven't played that for a long time. I actually wish I kept it just to have it. The price on that on the actual Micro has went up. I mean, I think it's in the 500s. I remember when that first came out. I think P-Dubs did the review on it, and he said this is a $300 machine, and I think I paid $349, maybe $379. I mean, it was so long ago. But now look at it. You know, and we'd see the sales like $399. That was like the lowest
Nice one, Captain.
price that I would see, and now I think it's $549. Like, that is just crazy.
Still in the game.
Plus, I bought those legs for it from
Captain, that was
I want to say it was Pinball for Life. They were out of Illinois, close to Chicago. Got it pretty quick. Fit perfectly. Play one more, but there's just going into the menu. There's no way to, whatever's happening here, that's how it is. So there's no like changing any of the settings, which I'm totally fine with. There's no like floating scores or ball trails. I like seeing stuff in motion here, but yeah, just wanted to point that out. It was cool that first game getting having that little mini game here. Just got to figure out how to get up top, but other than that, it's a fun. I you know, we went over the last month and a half of releases. I like every one of them. The last packs that I just wasn't really my thing was the Primal. I always get this wrong. Primal Instinct Deluxe, and there were a couple. I think there was 3 different versions. Just wasn't my faves. Let me put it that way. But this is a lot better. I mean, honestly. Recently just purchased the Twilight Zone. It was Twilight Zone Day on Sunday. It was Mother's Day, the 11th. Probably gonna pick up another pack this weekend. I like to just, you know, I get the pinball packs for review, but anything prior, and I want to get it, I'm gonna have to purchase it. With, oh, are we in there? Ooh, I thought, doggone it. I want to get the Universal pack. I want to get Addams Family. The only time I ever played the Addams Family on AtGames was when I first saw the ALP. It was the demos. It was the Addams Family demos at the Pinball Expo a year and a half ago. So it wasn't like the true version, but it was, you know, I remember the golf club would be, you know, the plunger, and when you do that, you'd see the club go. You were in the mansion. I don't know what I just did there.
You're back in control.
But I definitely want to have that table now that I got the Twilight Zone.
Game over, Captain.
Wait, was that a bad game? I want to thank everybody for watching. Appreciate Pretty exciting getting a new pinball pack. I had an idea for the video when I got to work today, and I didn't know about the new pinball pack. And right before my lunch break, I went on my email, checked some things out, and I saw there was this new pack, and I'm like, okay, we'll add this to the video. That's cool. There is a little bit of a twist in tomorrow's video. It's a series of the last 2 videos. Something happened, and I kind of hinted at that. I was actually doing 2 different videos at Target. When we got there, I was doing the video for part of the video for the next video for Saturday. What's today? The 15th. It's for the 17th. It will come out on the 17th. So gets a little confusing, but it's gonna kind of explain why I passed on some of the figures. But I just read a comment before we came up here to play, and some of the McFarlane that I was talking about, where I said, you know, we saw yesterday, different variants, maybe not, and I'll get into that tomorrow. There might be an inside job at the Mr. Fox Target, and I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. So look for that tomorrow, day after tomorrow, as a recording of this. I want to thank everybody for watching. We'll see you guys next time. I'm gonna get another ball here. There we go. I think I had beginner's luck that first go around. But you know what they say, at first you don't succeed, try again. You can see that TV, like can you see that? Oh, it's just that is really cool how they did that. Pretty cool look.
Nice one.
You know, you miss so much, and I'll pick things up like, oh my gosh, I didn't even notice that. But a lot, you know, you see a lot of astronauts, a lot of spaceships. I think that's it. See you tomorrow.